Now this is a shot I did on Dunstanburgh, on the coastline in the northeast of England. It was a horrible day. You see the little castle in the background there. It was grey, it was horrible, it was windy, it was wet, it was everything you'd expect from the northeast seaside in late October. But I could see potential in this. I just made sure that I recorded everything with the camera. I got all the highlight detail and the shadow detail by shooting RAW with the D700, so there's plenty of detail to work with, plenty of things to work. This is a PSD. I brought it straight across from Lightroom straight into Photoshop. No work's been done on it so far. So what we need to do first of all is to create a copy of this background layer. Let's just go Control J or Command J on the Macintosh. I'm going to rename this one. And because I'm using blend modes, this one's going to be hard light. So we're going to use the hard light blend mode first of all on this. And really just go to your drop down menu, select hard light, and that's giving the beach a bit of a shine. Let's have a look before and after. I'm quite liking what's happening in there. Looking shiny. The sky's blown out, not really concerned about that at the moment. We'll work on the sky as we go along, but the beach is the foreground. Needs sorting out just there as well. If you look backwards and forwards, you can see that's flat before we put the blend mode on, and it's dark when we put the blend mode layer on it. So I'm going to just increase the brightness, but take the contrast down and look at the image. You can see that it's still retaining that shininess even though I'm taking the contrast down. But the problem is, of course, it's white mount. So Control I, Command I will invert that mask on the brightness contrast layer, and I'm going to choose a soft brush at 30% with white as my foreground colour, and just waft a bit of paint onto that mask down there, and you can see there we're actually balancing out that shine in the foreground there. So we're just taking away some of that darkness which the hard light blend mode put into our image. So let's have a look. Alt click on the Dunstanburgh bottom layer, and that will just switch off the top two, and we can see where we've got to. So coming on quite nicely. I'm going to use a quick selection tool and just drag it over that sky, really because I'm going to use a mask on this next bit, which is really masking out the effect of that hard light. So if I just click on the mask icon there, and then Control I, Command I, that will invert the mask, and you can see there. So the effect of that hard light blend mode layer and the layer above the brightness contrast is only affecting the beach. So stamped copy layer above, Shift Control Alt E, Shift Command Option E on the Mac, of course, and I'm going to call this one multiply because we're going to go straight into multiply blend mode, and you can see that looks quite jazzy already. Problem is the beach is far too dark now. I'm going to control click on that mask we already created, and that makes a selection, and if I just click on the mask icon and then control invert it again, that will mask out any effect it's having on the beach, and we've got something happening in the sky. So alt click on the icon at the bottom, that shows you where we started, and so in a few short layers we've got to this point here, and I'm just going to work on that bit where the mask meets the horizon line. So I'm going to black as my foreground colour, a soft brush, make sure the white bounding box is highlighted around the mask, and I'm at 30% opacity again. I'm just going to waft a bit of paint just to get rid of that harder edge which is occurring on the horizon there because of the masking. So I'm quite liking what's happening so far. It's looking good. Still want to work on this sky up here. I want to make these clouds a bit more punchy, and we're going to do that by doing this. So stamped copy again, Shift Control Alt E, Shift Command Option E in the Mac, of course. That's quite strong. So I'm going to desaturate, Shift Control U, a Shift a Command U. That will take the colour out of that layer. It's still hard light blend mode, and that gives me what I want in the clouds. But if you double click on the blue area, that will bring up the layer style box like this. So double click in the blue area of that layer, and we're going to alt click on the white slider, and we're just going to knock out, as you've seen there, knock out those white pixels. So we're getting the effect of the darkening of the clouds, but we're not blowing out. So you see the clouds go darker, and we're going to have to mask again. So I'm going to control click on this, which will make a selection, as you can see there on the screen. Make sure that blue layer is highlighted, click on the mask icon, It's the wrong way around again, so Control I just to invert that mask, and you can see there we've actually punched a bit of density into those clouds without really affecting the lighter sky behind. So we're putting a bit more contrast into this image without losing detail, without blowing anything out, and without going too far overboard with our processing. So it's looking quite good so far. I'm quite liking it. You might want to stop there. I mean, but we're not going to. Oh, well, I'm not going to. Let's pull this out and have a look at and see what we've been doing. We started off with hard light, then a brightness contrast. We went on to a multiply, and then we've put another layer on. Let's call this one, because it's hard light, let's type this in, hard light, hard locked. I think it's time we retire these two fingers, they're not working very well. So hard light, so we've made a stack of layers there, nothing too complicated, no complicated selections or channels or whatever else. That's how we started off. That's where we're up to. Really, this is going to be part one. We're going to come back again to another tutorial and just tighten up things, maybe work on the colour balance, and maybe work on that beach as well. So for the moment, bye for now.